Hey guys, welcome to another project for the 13 days of Halloween. Today we're going to be making an ATC. So I'm starting out on a piece of a piece of watercolor paper that's cut to 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, which is ATC size. And I'm stamping with water and can archival ink a Halloween sentiment, and that is by Viva Las Vegas Stamps. And then I'm going to do a little ink smooshing with Distress Ink and Wild Honey, Distress Oxide and Spiced Marmalade, and I'm going to add a little squeezed lemonade Distress Ink. And the only reason I didn't use all oxide colors is because I don't have the other, the squeezed lemonade and the Wild Honey and oxide, or I would have used that. So I'm just squishing the ink down on my mat, spraying a little bit of water, and then running my card through. And it got a little dark there in the corner for me, so I sprayed it with some water to lighten it up a bit. And I'm just going to make a whole bunch of different layers until I'm happy with the intensity of color and like the splotches that I'm getting. And then I'm going to take my squeezed lemonade and go over my card with an ink blending tool because I want to kind of intensify that yellow. And then I'm going to take some black soot and go all around the edges and bringing the color in ever so slightly around the edges. And what was left on my craft mat, I'm going to take some water and add some splatters to my card. And this is a stamp by Kat Kerr and Viva Las Vegas Stamps. And my plan is to make a pumpkin head guy. So I'm stamping the like shirt tuxedo-y part, or the suit part, with the Viva Las Vegas stamp. And then I have these stamps by Tim Holtz, and I'm just trying to find which of these pumpkins would look the most natural. A pumpkin head looking natural, that's funny. But the pumpkin that looks like it would fit on the shirt the best, I guess I should say. And then I'm going to color my stamps in with some Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. And the numbers you can see on the paper there to the right, 50, 52, and 70. And for this, the way I'm going to color is I'm going to put down my medium color a little bit all around the edges, and then I'm going to go in with my darkest color in those same areas that I did my medium color. And then and I'm going to bring the dark color in quite a bit, and then I'm going to go back to my medium color and use that to blend out my dark color. And it's really easy to blend with these markers. And if you want a more intense color, you just use markers because you can blend these out or dilute them with water. But I wanted a really intense look, so I'm just using the markers to blend, and they blend together really nice using just the markers. And then I'm going to go with my lightest color in the center there to try to create a little bit of like a dimension, so that the shadows are at the top and side, so it looks round. And then I'm just going to go in with the medium and the dark until I'm happy with the intensity of color. And then I'm adding a number 23, which is a super dark orange, because there wasn't enough contrast for me. So then I'm going to do his stem with a little bit of green, number 41 green. And then I'm going to add a little bit of 44, which is a little bit of a darker green. And then for the suit, I'm going to go in with a whole bunch of different gray colors and some purples, for Halloween. And so I have a gray number 91 and then a purple number 80. And his shirt collar there has some of the shading already stamped out for me, so it makes it easy to continue working with those shaded lines that are stamped out already. And then I have a darker gray number 94 And I'm going to use my lighter gray to blend that out. And I'm just trying to think about where shadows would be to put my darkest color, like at the top of the, what are those things called? Lapels? Is that what they're called? You know, at the top, where the folds would be, and underneath where the folds would lay down in the shirt, they would cast a little bit of a shadow. And then I'm going to extend the arms down a little bit because the stamp stops pretty close up towards the top, so I want to make it look more full. So I'm just gonna put some darker color towards the top, and then I'm gonna add number 95 gray for more shadows there. And this is stamped on Bristol Smooth cardstock, which the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers work really well on that paper. And then I'm going to try to like sketch in a little bit of some folds and some shadows against those folds because it was looking a little flat there, just where I had the gray color. So I'm just drawing a little squiggles and then blending with the darker gray and then blending that out with the lighter gray. I'm adding some more shadows underneath the collar and some more areas of darkness where folds would be, and then a little yellow for the buttons, and then a little more color on his collar there. I'm trying to make a bunch of different kinds of projects for my 13 days of Halloween. So some are going to be easier, some are going to be more involved, some are going to be scary, cutesy. And this ATC was supposed to be a little bit of a quicker project. It didn't end up to be though, because it took about an hour, a little over an hour for me to do. But, you know, I had fun making it, so that's all that matters, right? I don't know if you guys do this, but I'll say, oh, I'm just going to go in my craft room for half an hour, and then I end up spending half the day in there. So I cut everything out, and then I'm going to use a little ink pad to go around the edges because I don't want any of those white edges showing. And then I'm going to stamp out. I thought the background needed a little more interest, so I'm just taking the number 13 and going to stamp it with some StazOn ink. And this is from a Tim Holtz stamp set called Worn Text. And then I'm going to go all around the whole ATC with my ink pad. And then I have this treat bag that's kind of like this black vellum-y. I got it from the Dollar Spot, the Halloween Dollar Spot section at Target last year. Actually got it on clearance, so it was like 30 cents or something. And I'm going to die cut this spider and spider web die from Recollections. And I don't end up using the spider, but I wasn't sure if I was going to use him at that point. And it cut pretty good through the vellum. I just had to use one of those pokey tools to help some of those areas come out. And then I'm just going to use some tape runner to apply my spider web because I didn't want to use liquid glue and make it get all buckly. You know how vellum sometimes gets like buckly when you add liquid glue. So I'm just using some tape runner, and I'm going to adhere my guy down and put the spider web over top of him. And then I'm going to put my pumpkin down. In retrospect, I should have notched out a little bit of his collar and stuck the pumpkin down in there to make it look more like he had like a pumpkin neck as well. But I mean, I think it looks fine the way it is. And then the spider webbing that I cut off, I'm just going to add to the upper right corner there as well. And then I'm going to add a Tim Holtz Halloween clippings sticker that says "A Strange Visitor," and I'm going to outline that with my Stabilo mark saw and then activate that with some water. And I thought the sticker looked a little too bright against the background, so I just brought in that stipple a little bit to kind of make it a little darker. And then I added another sticker that says "A Wicked Thing," and I'm going to do the same thing with my Stabilo marks all. And then it looked like a little washed out for me, so I'm adding some of that orange zig marker to the sticker as well to bring in a little bit more color. And then my favorite thing for black splatters is black India ink, because you don't have to add water, straight from the bottle, just squeeze it out and add your splatters. So it's my favorite thing for splatters, and it's super black opaque. So I'm just gonna add my splatters, and that is it for my ATC, my little pumpkin head ATC. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know what your favorite Halloween project is. Decor, ATCs, cards. Let me know. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.